After working on the phone Wave names up it to change for about an hour, I head to a convenience store to buy dinner. Daru hasn't shown his face at all today. He must be busy with that part-time job. I still don't know what he's doing exactly. Probably something that utilizes his super hacker skills. I just hope he steers clear of the law. While walking, I skim @channel on my phone. Tyler hasn't shown up lately. I think it's been a week since his last appearance. I've been reluctant to contact him ever since he called me the Messiah in his last email. That was about the same time he stopped posting. Now @channel's denizens are busy slandering Tyler. The majority opinion is that he ran away. I wonder where Tyler went. I tried emailing him the other day, but he hasn't replied. His disappearance is especially worrying now that I think he might be Suzuha's dad. I need to contact him somehow. Just then, a mail arrives. No sender name. The address is one I've seen once before. We don't have to open it. We don't. I've got a bad feeling about this. I pause and take a look around. Then I swallow my fear and open the mail. You know too much. I hug myself, shuddering at the sight. That one's really freaky and messed up. I delete the email immediately. And that's really freaky. I don't like that. It's happening again. This is bad. Really bad. This is a threat. Was it sent by the organization? By CERN? Does CERN know what we've been doing? Should I report it to the police? Wait, I can't. I just deleted it. And in any case, a picture alone probably isn't enough to get the police involved. Still, maybe I should talk to someone. But who? Not the girls. I can't worry them with this. I'm the adult here, after all. I mean, barely, you're just a couple months older. What about Moeka? No, she may be a lab mem, but she's been acting weird lately. Even if I tell her about this, she won't be any use. Suzuha has her father to worry about. I guess that leaves Daru. I need to find out whether CERN has discovered our hacking. What would CERN do if they did find out, I wonder? They wouldn't have us killed, would they? Despite my efforts to convince myself that this is just a prank, my feet hurry me back to the lab. It's really freaky. I burst into the lab, gasping for air, and quickly lock the door behind me. Finally, I can catch my breath. But just then, I realize that something's wrong. Mayuri and Kurisu aren't here. Did they go home? No, their bags are still here. The lights are still on. The door. When I entered just now, it was unlocked. Would they be so careless? The memory of that threatening email fills me with fear. Don't tell me. Were they kidnapped? Who took them? The organization? CERN? And then I hear a noise. Is that the shower? The lab has a shower inside the dressing room. There's no bath, we can't afford such luxuries, and it's too small to fit more than one person inside. Now I hear the sound of water running. I recall the famous scene from Hitchcock's Psycho. No. Fresh blood, mixing into the water and flowing down the drain. The second those images flashed through my head, I slammed the door open to the shower room. I dodge a bar of soap aimed at my face, then quickly flee the dressing room. Well, I suppose that was all my fault.
そういうことされるとね、眉毛は悲
You have nothing to... Sorry. Damn it, it was just a small misunderstanding. I mean, I was getting freaked out too. And they should have locked the door. Oh, we're dumb. Oh dear. I mean, why the hell did they decide to take a shower together when they knew I was coming right back? It's like they wanted to... No. They're just lucky it was me who walked in on them. What if it had been the organization? They need to get serious. We're fighting for our lives here. Though they really should lock the door to the outside that's not safe. Anyway, how much longer are they going to shower? Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 15 minutes since I got back. They were yelling at me a few minutes ago, but now I hear laughter and happy squeals coming from the shower room. Sounds like they're having a good time. They get along almost like sisters. Wow, Kurisu-chan, you're so slim. I put my phone to my ear.
俺だ。少しまずい状況になりつつある。この最強マッドサイエンティストである法王院京馬が蒙古藩少女と能天気少女の姉妹から精神攻撃を受けている。ああ、これは今まで味わった中でも最大級の攻撃力だ。無防備こそ最強の攻撃だと思い知らされたよ。奴らめ、いよいよ本気を出してきたと見える。実にけしからん。少女たちを倒せだと。そんなことができるものか。なぜなら奴らに操られているあの少女たちは俺の仲間であり幼なじみなのだから。どうしてもか。どうしても俺は彼女たちを倒さなければならないのか。だとしたら俺は今回ばかりはシュタインズゲートの選択を恨むぞ。ヘル、臭い、勘ぐれる。
After a moment to collect myself, I put away my phone. I need some air. Two days have passed since Kurisu and Mayuri came to stay. During that time, Daru and I have done our best to support Kurisu's work on the phone wave names Update to Change. According to Daru, it should be easy to use the LHC to generate black holes for our use. The black holes form at the proton collision point, where the lifter is installed, exist only for a few seconds before evaporating. During those few seconds, CERN throws a human into the singularity. We'll use those few seconds too. The gravity of the black hole compresses matter to infinite density. CERN uses the lifter to keep the compression under control, but we don't want that. We're going to dial CERN's lifter down. Not so much that it endangers the world, of course, but enough to compress our memory data to under 36 bytes. Daru has been coding the necessary program. As for me, I've been searching for a lifter, the unknown device that pumps electrons into the phone wave needs Update to Change and keeps our black hole open. Kurisu couldn't find anything that could serve as a lifter inside the microwave, so it must be something on the outside. We're not sure what that could be, and so far we have no idea where to start looking. Yesterday, I consulted Daru about that threatening email. That was really freaky with the doll head, and it was all like bloody looking. But Daru insisted that there's no way CERN could have discovered his hacking yet. Of course I had to make doubly sure that we hadn't been tracked. His test came back clean. I understand he's confident in his skills, and I trust him. If Dadu says they haven't found out, then they haven't. But then who? But somehow, knowing that does not ease my anxiety. It's Friday, and although we haven't solved the lifter problem, Kurisu is just about done with the time weight machine. Let me know what's this. Naturally, that means it's time for her to give me something else to worry about.
最終調整のために電話レンジを稼働させる。
I groan. In other words, we have to cause the electrical discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. A risk called Mr. Braun. As we know, the discharge phenomenon causes the entire building to shake. Last time, Mr. Braun threatened to raise our rent if it happened again. Kurisu and daughter look at me.
おかりん、あとは任せた。
フォローお願い。
つまり敵地に乗り込み死ねというのだな。
あんたの犠牲があって初めてタイムリープ用電話レンジは完成するのよ。
それにこれまでも店長のご機嫌取りに行ってたのはおかりんだったじゃん。
ならばなおさらたまにはお前たちが。
私は無理。あの店長さん以前にバイトから目の敵にされてる。
いいだろう。だが忘れるな。俺は絶対に死なん。不死鳥のごとく何度でも蘇るぞ。
With that said, I head down to handle things with Mr. Braun.
おかりん、死んじゃやだよ。
As I pass through the lounge, Maedi looks up from her costume to see me off. When I step into the store, Mr. Braun, Suzuha, and the Chipmunk are watching some comedy show on the massive 42-inch CRT. Watching TV at noon without a customer in sight looks like business as usual at the Braun Tube workshop.
おーす、岡部倫太郎。
I raise my hand in response to Suzuha's greeting. The chipmunk, Nae, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me.
この店は相変わらず繁盛していないようですね。
おう、岡部か。ブラウン管買ってけ。
いりません。俺は解雇中ではないのでね。買うなら液晶テレビを買いますよ。
I look around the store as I answer. Huh, I just thought of something. Like CERN's large Hadron Collider, the phone wave being subject to change must have some kind of electron feed to keep the black hole open. CERN calls this feed the lifter. We still haven't figured out what that is, nor what could be acting as a substitute lifter in our time machine. What if our lifter is somewhere in this shop? Whatever it is must be in close proximity to the phone wave being subject to change. It couldn't work otherwise, and the Braun Tube workshop is located directly below the lab. Could our lifter be a CRT?
てめえ、最近女ばっか連れ込んでるらしいじゃねえか。
ばっかと言ってもいつもメンツは変わりませんよ。
私もこの前お邪魔してきたよ。
たまには俺も呼べ。若い娘と話してみて。
お父さん、不潔。
違うぞなえ。これは社会勉強であり、それと顧客獲得のための営業活動なんだよ。
Let's see who messaged us. Kurisu sent a Rikomima with a sad message. It's really sad. I mean, I guess that's better than leaving her hanging, but that's not what I would write. But Maidi and V are there for her. Check out this scary looking guy trying desperately to explain himself to his daughter. Hilarious.
そもそもさ、店長の言い草じゃまるで私が若くないみたいじゃん。
若くはないな。
Suzu has the same age as daughter and I, which makes her older than Maidi or Kurisu.
なに？岡部倫太郎、なんつった？
事実だ。
It's rude.
なえ、お父さんはお前さえいれば幸せなんだからな。ね。
うん、わかってるよ。でも、不潔っぽいことはもう言わないでね。
もちろん約束するさ。
Then he joins Pinkies with his daughter. Damn, Mr. Braun, you're way off character. How does a guy like him produce a daughter like that? Naya is one of the kindest, gentlest girls I've ever met. I don't know why she's so afraid of me though, because you scream and you laugh like an evil person. Anyway, I came here to explain that the building's about to shake. How do I avoid having my head ripped off? How many more earthquakes do you think this building can handle? No, that's way too obvious. An earthquake is coming. My magic eye, reading Steiner, has seen it in the future. Escape while you still can. Yeah, that might work.
ねえ、昨日も椎名真由里は泊まったの？
ああ。
ってことは、牧瀬クリスも？
ああ。二人とも上にいる。
そっか。
Suzu has hostility toward Kurisu hasn't abated.
お前の方はどうだ？
どうだって？
少しは元気が出たのか？
ああ、うん。まあね。捜索は継続中。
あ？おいバイト、何の話だよ。
私父さんを探してるんだって店長にも前話したじゃん。
ああ、その話か。岡部、探してやれ。
Why does he think he can boss me around?
無論だ。鈴葉はすでにラボメンとなっているのだからな。俺とその他メンバーに任せておけ。
Suzuha looks at me with a smile that shines through the gloom filling the store.
岡部倫太郎って私と同い年なのにすごく年上って感じだな。なんかぐいぐい引っ張ってく力があるよね。
Oh, that's sweet. That's the first time anyone said that to me. It makes me kind of happy.
当たり前だ。俺は王院京馬なのだからな。
This is why Naya is so scared of us. The chipmunk cowers in terror as I unveil my madness. I can see tears pooling in her eyes. I guess my aura is just too powerful for a grade school girl to endure.
岡部、もし次大声出して苗を怯えさせたら殺す。
すみません。
でもさ、
Suzuha takes my arm and leads me away from the Tenojis, who have gone back to watching TV.
これだけは忠告しとくけど、牧瀬クリスには留意して。
留意？
Circumspect? Why can't you just say careful like a normal person? Not that I'm one to talk.
またか。ただの逆恨みだろ。
Suzuha shakes her head firmly.
違う。これは事実。私はそれを存知している。
Perniciousness? Is she saying Kurisu is dangerous? There's something strange about the way Suzuha is talking, and it's not just her fondness for uncommon words. There's something else. Something...
あの女の頭脳は危険すぎ。それに、結局あいつ、実験のことしか考えてないんだ。
Suzuha's eyes are hard, and her voice is cold as ice. I can tell that she means every word she says.
君たちは利用されてるだけだよ。いい？よく聞いて。あの女は、セルンに通じてる。
No, that's impossible. CERN is our enemy. If Data's hacking is discovered, I have no doubt they will do everything in their power to destroy us. How can Kurisu be connected to CERN?
つまりスパイだと言いたいのか。
Suzuha nods firmly.
タイムマシン開発の功績も、あの女のものになった。
Again, Suzuha's words sound strange to my ears, but I can't place my finger on why.
だからさ、気を許しちゃダメ。
I don't believe it. I saw Kurisu's anger when she had learned what CERN had been doing. She called their actions a betrayal of scientists everywhere. How can someone with such a pure love of science be connected to CERN? But if what Suzuha says is true, could she be the one who sent that threatening email? No. I suspected Moeka, but... Suddenly, the ground starts to shake. Kurisu started the experiment? But I haven't talked to Mr. Bond yet.
予想より早い。
おい、こら岡部。
Sure enough, the veins on Mr. Braun's forehead swell in response to the shaking.
揺らすなって何度言ったらわかんだ。若い娘だろうが俺は容赦しねえぞ。家賃1万円アップだ。
待ってくださいミスターブラウン。これは我がラボの仕業ではなく自信だ。俺の魔眼リーディングシュタイナーがそう予知を。
自信だ。そんなごまかしが通用すると思ってるのか。
It was worth a try. The shaking gets more intense, knocking over a CRT.
ブラウン管ちゃんが。
I can't talk my way out of this one.
てめえ、岡部。
Mr. Braun clearly wants to snap my neck like a twig, but he elects to protect his greatest treasure, the 42-inch CRT instead. He grabs the remote and switches it off, then grabs hold of the TV and hangs on for dear life. What about Nae?
収まった？
みたいだな。
Wait, it's over? I carefully step through the rubble and take the remote from the dazed Mr. Braun's hand. I press the red power button. The 42-inch CRT instantly comes to life. I stare at the image on the screen and smile.
どうしたの？
見つけた。ついに見つけたぞ。これに間違いない。そうだ。これこそがリフターに変わるもの。これほど分かりやすいのになぜ気づかなかったのだ俺は。いや、今この瞬間に気づいたことこそが シュタインズゲートの選択だということか。
おい岡部、何笑ってやがる。うちの娘を怖がらせるな。それとブラウン管の弁償と家賃値上げだからな。おい、
少し静かにしていただきましょうか、ミスター・ブラウン。今まさに俺は時空の支配者となることが確定したのですからね。
Stars explode behind my eyes as Mr. Braun drives his fist into the top of my head. The world spins. I struggle to get a hold of my shaken brain.
この俺に暴力を振るうとは。
ああ、
ミスター・ブラウン、ブラウン化の弁償についてはひとまずつけて頼みます。
With that, I fly out of the workshop. I rub my head. Oh. It hurts like hell. Damn, that Mr. Braun. Did he really have to crack me so hard? Maybe I should report him. Thanks to his brutality, I had to make a strategic retreat. Fortunately, I did not emerge empty-handed. The extra 10,000 yen a month will hurt, but in exchange, I've acquired information essential to the success of my plan.
結果オーライだな。
おかりー、今揺れたけど下は大丈夫だった？
Mayuri and Kurisu appear in the second-story window.
本当に不死鳥のごとく復活してるわね。
クリスティーナ、俺は今ここで予言しよう。3分後、お前はこの俺の偉大さに気づき、尊敬の念を抱くとな。
それはないと思う。
I run up the stairs.
なんでそんなわかりやすいことに今まで気づかなかった？
When I tell Kurisu about the 42-inch CRT downstairs, that is her first reaction.
なぜ俺は責められているのか。
責めてるんじゃない。私も含めて誰も気づけなかった間抜けさにがっかりしてるだけ。
東大元暮らしはガチ。
整理すると、さっき2階で電話レンジカッコ仮を稼働させ、ビルが揺れ出した時は42型のブラウン管テレビはついていた。だがテレビを消すと、それに同期するようにして揺れも収まったのだ。
放電現象は途中で強制的に中断されたわ。念のためにバナナを入れておいたんだけど、ゼリーマンにはならなかった。
それはね、いいことだと思うな。食べ物を粗末にしちゃダメだよ。
Nobody replies to Mayuri's off-point statement. We're busy reading about cathode ray tubes on the internet. It doesn't take long before we find something interesting. A cathode ray tube has a component called an electron gun, which uses extreme heat and a strong electric field to accelerate electrons and turn them into a beam. The electron beam striking the TV's screen's phosphor layer is what generates the picture. An electron gun could certainly work as a lifter.
解は出たわね。42型ブラウン管が放出している電子が電話レンジの作り出したリング特異点に干渉していた。放電現象はその影響よ。
夜になると電話レンジが使えなくなったのはブラウン管工房が閉まってる時間だったからか。
The Braun Tube workshop doesn't have especially strict business hours, but it's usually open from around 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That matches up perfectly with my observation that the phone wave, if subject to change, only works between noon and 6 p.m. The few instances it hasn't worked during that time frame can be explained by the TV being off.
だが ブラウン管がそんなに強力な電子を放出しているとは思えん。
電子量は強ければいいというわけじゃない。そんな単純な問題ならセルンはとっくに問題を解決している。
I see, so it can't be too strong or too weak. By freak coincidence, the 42 CRT electron gun appears to have exactly the right level of electron discharge. That's the only explanation.
まさに偶然の一致よ。ここには奇跡的にタイムマシンができる環境が揃っていた。
いや違うなクリスティーナ。
It's the choice of Steins Gate.
すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択だ。
Rather than glare at me as she has so many times in the past, Kurisu shoots me an exasperated smile.
別に何だっていいけど。
Mighty looks up from her costume with a question in her eyes.
つまりね、スーパー電話レンジちゃんを完成させるためにはどうすればいいの？
原因が究明できたなら恐れることはない。あの大きなブラウン管がついている時、タイムリープは可能になるという解を導けると思う。
さっき中断された最終調整も含めてさ、もう一回は実験が必要じゃね？
そうね。岡部、
なんだ。
もう一度下に行ってあのブラウン管をつけてきて。
クリスティーナよ、それは実に面白い冗談だな。それに対する俺の答えはミッションインポッシブルだ。
I'm not going back down there. My head still hurts from last time. Next time, I'll doubt I'll make it out alive.
いいからさっさと行きなさいよ。
Kurisu orders me with a sour look. It's like I'm the assistant here.
あんたならできるって。さっきだってすごい発見してきたでしょ。
常習よ。お前、この俺を偉大なマッドサイエンティストだと認めているか？
いいえ。
あ、
グホー、即答とかひどす。
あ、しまった。おだてて頑張らせるならここははいって言っておくべきだった。というわけで、はい。
遅いわ。
リフターの代替装置が見つかった今、タイムリープマシンは 99% 出来上がってる。
Kurisu's expression suddenly turns serious, but I can see the hunger in her eyes and the flush of excitement on her cheeks. She knows that we stand on the threshold of a new age in science, and she cannot resist the lure of the unknown. She's a true scientist, no doubt about it.
このラボの夢でしょ、タイムマシンは。
Our dream. I've never really thought about it that way. But she's right. My hands are shaking. Not from the fear of Mr. Braun, but from the excitement.
この俺の夢は時空を意のままに操り、これまでの支配構造をぶち壊すこと。そしてそこに新たな混沌を。
岡部、
Kurisu interrupts my speech.
私は法王院じゃなくて岡部の意見が聞きたい。
She spears me with her gaze. I meet it head on. After a few moments, I feel my mouth curve into a smile.
上等だ。すべて俺に任せるがいい。
With that, I head downstairs. A cracked skull and an empty wall are a small price to pay for science. Kurisu and Dottie send me off with applause for some reason. Mighty's the only one who looks worried, but I pat her head in reassurance. When I get downstairs, Suzuha and the chipmunk are sitting side by side on the bench outside.
ウィス。
Nai gives me a quick bow, then hides behind Suzuha.
店長、さっきのでめちゃくちゃ機嫌悪くなっちゃってさ。今ナイと対比中。
Damn, no, I really don't want to go in there.
さっき思いっきりごっちんされてたけど大丈夫？
Oh, sweetie.
この俺の世界遺産級の価値がある頭脳をよりによって殴るとはな。あの一撃により一体何億個のニューロンが死に絶え、人類の未来に多大な損失を被ったことか。
それは惜しい人を亡くしたな。
Suzuha clasped her hands in solemn prayer. I'm not dead, just my brain cells.
ごめんなさい。お父さんがひどいことして。
She was so sweet.
こんな小動物め、なんと人間的によくできた娘なのだ。
I can't believe she's Mr. Braun's daughter.
アンズルマン、俺も店長には迷惑をかけたし、おあいこだ。
Naya smiles slightly at my words of comfort.
時にバイト選手よ、お前に協力を頼みたい。
Yeah, you can ask her to do the remote. That would be safe.
ミスター・ブラウンの目を5秒でいいから引きつけておいてもらいたいのだ。
Suzuha's eyes start to shine.
色仕掛けだね。
No! She flexes her bicep for some reason.
触ってみ。
She insists, so I poke it. It's just as hard as her confidence suggests. Oh, impressive. No. Yeah, no. She's probably stronger than me. I believe that. But I don't understand what flexing has to do. Oh dear.
誰も色仕掛けをしろとは言っていない。お前がやりたいと言うなら構わんが。
それぐらいできなきゃ戦士失格だし。それにさ、父さんのことを一緒に探すって言ってくれたでしょ。だから私もできるだけ君に協力したい。
なるほど。ならば戦士よ、任せるぞ。
オーキードーキー。鈴葉お姉ちゃん、お父さんをいじめないでね。いじめたりしないって。
いかにも。
I want to claim that he's the one being mean, but I just said we were even, so I refrain.
苗はここで待ってて。
The chipmunk nods. When we enter the store, we find Mr. Braun cleaning up the pieces of the broken CRT. Oh, we probably should have helped with that. When our eyes meet, another vein pops on his forehead.
筋を通しに来たのなら聞いてやる。ただし、賃下げ要求には応じねえからな。
We should
先ほどは
apologize.
失礼しました。こちらも気が動転していたのでね。そこで謝罪の意も込めて我がラボを代表し、ここにいる天音鈴葉からミスター・ブラウン、あなたにプレゼントを贈らせてもらう。
店長、刮目せよ。
With a vigorous shout, which in no way seems appropriate for... Oh, Suzuha whips off her jacket and... Is she gonna arm wrestle him?
Yeah!
Throws it into Mr. Braun's face. Okay. Yet Suzuha shows no sign of embarrassment as she brushes Mr. Braun. She slips behind him, grabs her coat, and pulls it tight against his face.
岡部倫太郎、今だ。
Now, just wait a second. Is this your idea? Oh. Looks like your trick. Don't do that either.
早く。
Mr. Braun flails his arms, trying to escape Suzuha's restraint. There's a huge difference in strength between the two. It's only a matter of time before he shakes Suzuha off.
よくやった戦士よ。お前の英雄的行動に感謝する。
Realizing that the only choice is to go for it, I dash to the counter, grab the remote, and switch on the 42-inch CRT. After about 2 seconds, an image appears on the giant screen. At the same time, the ceiling starts shaking. Kurisu activated the phone wave and started the change with perfect timing.
おい動けよ動けよおかえやべ
I do feel really bad.
また揺れてる。岡部倫太郎、これって。
助かったぞバイト戦士。できればあと10秒ほどそのまま拘束していてくれ。
During that time, I escaped from the store. Oh. Outside, Nai is following earthquake drill procedure, crouching while protecting her head. I ignore that and look up to the second floor. At exactly the same time, Kurisu appears in the window and gives a happy thumbs up. But a second later, she blushes, shoots me a glare, and disappears inside as if nothing happened. What's with their attitude? I'm risking my life here. In any case, the experiment was a success. The 42-inch CRT was the key, as I suspected. Now, how do I explain this to Mr. Braun? Oh my goodness. This is stressing me out. We went to apologize, and then we did something really bad to him. I don't want him to kick us out of the building. Perhaps I shouldn't have left it to Suzuha. I timidly peek into the store to gauge the situation.
ちょっと店長、私の服返してよ。
Suzuha is there, fidgeting in her tank top as Mr. Braun glares down at her.
うっせえこれは没収だ。
この変態。
変態はおめえだろうが。いきなり脱ぎ出したと思ったら服を俺の顔面に押し付けてくるとは大したプレーだったぜ。岡部に感謝しねえとな。
プレイとか言わないでくんないかな。キモい。
とにかく今日は一日その格好で仕事しやがれ。へそだし結構。なんなら店の前で客引きしてくれてもいいんだぜ。
苗に言いつけるよ。
ははあの子はおめえより俺の言葉を信じるだろうよ。何しろ俺の娘だからな。
くそー。
No problems here. Are we sure about that? Mr. Braun, what a guy. A little while later, I'm lying on the sofa watching high school baseball. Kumamoto and Aichi are locked in a fierce struggle for the playoffs. Just then, the clack-clack of the sewing machine in the lounge suddenly stops.
おかりん、ちょっと来て。
She motions to me while holding the costume. What does she want? I walk over to her.
これをね、持っててくれないかな。こうしてビローンって広げて。
まゆし、今のビローンもう一度。
ビロ
ビローンいただきました。
もうやだこの変態。
I follow Mairi's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves. She inspects it from a few paces away. It's hard to believe, given her usual dissiness, but Mairi is very serious about her art. That's why cosplayers value her costume so highly. The costume I'm holding now is custom made for Lukoko. I thought Lukoko was against it, but I guess Mairi managed to persuade her.
ありがとう。
Mairi looks tired. She's been working all night. But that doesn't dim the brightness of her satisfied smile.
できた
完成か。
クリスちゃんより先にできたよ。競争してたんだ。
負けたわ、まゆり。お見事ね。
Damn you, assistant. She treats me and daughter like garbage, but Mayuri gets a sisterly touch.
でもこっちももう終わりよ。
Kurisu connects the two cords she's holding.
完成。
Celebration is in order. But nobody cheers.
引き分けだね。
ああ、疲れたお。フェイリスタンに癒されたい。
Honestly, I don't feel like cheering either. And it's not because I'm tired. We worked around the clock for 3 days straight to finish the time leap machine, but now that it's complete, I realize that part of me never truly believed it would happen. I feel my enthusiasm cooling rapidly, the fire quenched by one stark question. What do we do with it? I look at Kurisu. She too seems less than enthused.
私たちひょっとするととんでもないものを作っちゃったかもしれない。
I look at the improved phone weight and tempted to change again. The biggest change is the headgear attached to the X68000. It looks like something out of a low-budget cyberpunk movie. Fortunately, we don't need nerve jacks or brain chips for it to work. You just put it on and let the sensors do the rest.
とりあえず正式名称を決めようではないか。ヘブンリーエクスプレス。
電話レンジサードエディションバージョン 1.00。
帽子付き電話レンジじ
No consensus.
あんたたちって本当に能天気ね。
クリスティーナは危険か？
タイムリープマシン。
これはひどい。
何よ、シンプルイズベストでしょ。この2日間岡部だってそのネーミングで呼んでたし。
助手はネーミングセンスゼロのようだ。
中二病丸出しのあんたに言われたくない。
おお、まさか牧瀬氏が中二病って言葉を知ってるとは。やるじゃん。
たまたまだから勘違いしないで。
Ha, a bald-faced lie. She should just confess to being an at-channeler. Kurisu meets my grin with an icy glare.
マユリ、最終決定権者としてどれか一つ選んでくれ。
Whenever the lab is divided on a name, the right to decide belongs to Mayuri.
タイムリープマシンがいいと思います。帽子付き電話レンジちゃんとね、すごく迷ったけど。
まゆしのことだからそうなると思ったぞな。
だから言ったでしょ、シンプルイズベストだって。マユリはよくわかってる。
I want to object, but it's an unwritten rule not to complain once Mayuri's made a decision.
ではタイムリープマシンで決定とする。助手、全員に分かるようにこのタイムリープマシンの仕組みについてレクチャーしてくれ。
I know the basics, but I want to hear the details. Kurisu nods and stands in front of the whiteboard.
一言で言うと、これは記憶をデータ化してリング特異点を通過させ過去へ飛ばす装置。電話レンジには偶然にもタイターが語ったタイムマシンとほぼ同じ機能が備えられていた。リング特異点を生み出し、そのトンネルを通って過去へと36バイトプラスアルファのデータを転送することができる。局所場して、つまり過去のどこへ到達するかについては携帯電話に限定することでクリアした。 D メールと違って今回は電話をかける形にしたから、メールアドレスじゃなくて電話番号によって局所場指定することになる。生み出されたリング特異点の超重力を安定させ裸にするための電子注入装置リフターの役割は開花の42型ブラウン管がそれを担ってる。
She's explained the basics. Next, she'll explain the modifications she made to turn the phone wave interchange into a time leap machine.
電話レンジには新たにヘッドギアを接続した。
Cute.
これによって側頭葉、正確に言うと海馬の CA3 に蓄積されている記憶の神経パルスパターンを操作するの。その解析データは VR 技術を用いて神経パルス信号から電気信号へとエンコードしデータ化される。
データ容量はおよそ 3.24 テラだお。
3.24 terabytes. It's less than I expected. We're talking about the entirety of a person's memories.
ちなみにこのデータにはあらかじめ次元式のデコードプログラムを仕掛けておく。これはプログラムに詳しい人なら誰でもできるものよ。橋田にプログラムを作ってもらった。この電気信号データをネットを通してフランスにあるセルンの LHC へと転送。
This building has a direct line to CERN for some reason, so we can transfer data at insanely high speeds.
3.24 テラのデータを転送するのにかかる時間は？
直通回線は1本だけじゃなくて64本が束になってるんだ。だから64分割して並列に送ればだいたい45秒ぐらいでいけると思われ。
That's pretty fast.
LHC を遠隔操作してミニブラックホールを作ったら、その周辺で生み出される超重力による無限圧縮を利用してデータを36バイトまで圧縮する。
3 terabytes is about 3 trillion bytes. Compressing that into just 36 bytes. That's one hell of a squeeze.
圧縮にも時間がかかるのか？
こっちは一瞬。何しろブラックホールの力使ってるからだいたい23ミリ秒でいける。
ちなみにバイナリデータの超圧縮はミニブラックホール周辺でのみ有効よ。そこから離れた時点でデータは勝手に解凍を始めてしまう。解凍までにかかる時間も圧縮時と同じ23ミリ秒。
その間に LHC からこのペケロッパを経由して電話レンジまで戻さないといけない。ま、36バイトプラスアルファ程度のデータなら楽勝で間に合うお。
クリスティーナ、続けろ。
タイムリープマシン側では起動と同時にカーブラックホール効果が発生してリング特異点が生成されてる。放電現象が発生したら LHC から36バイトプラスアルファまで圧縮したデータを戻しリング特異点内を通り抜けさせる。この辺は電話レンジとやることは同じ。データはタイマーに入力しておいた時間分を遡り過去の携帯電話へとつながる。リング特異点を通り抜けて過去の携帯電話に到達する頃には23ミリ秒が経過してデータは自動的に解凍されているはず。解凍と同時にデコードプログラムが展開して電気信号から神経パルス信号に戻す。受信先の携帯電話に到達すると神経パルス信号は送話口から 0.02 アンペアほどの微弱な放電現象となって発せられるの。これが携帯電話を耳に当てている受信者のこめかみ付近に放射されるわけ。
受信者が電話の呼び出しに出るのが前提だな。
でなければ記憶の転送は失敗に終わる。まあこの場合は特にデメリットは何もないわ。コピーデータが消滅するだけだから。
メールではなく電話をかけることにした理由は？
携帯電話が受信者のこめかみ付近にあることでデータを受信者の側頭葉に送り込みやすくなるから。
She indicates the side of her head.
人間のこめかみ周辺には大脳前頭葉と大脳側頭葉が位置してるんだけど、最初に言った通り側頭葉は海馬傍回があって記憶を貯蓄する場所なの。
It's good that Okabe has his habit of talking on the phone to no one and putting it by his head, so I guess it all works out.
そこに送信者の全記憶の塊である神経パルス信号が 携帯電話から放射される。これで記憶の上書きは完了。同時に携帯電話からは前頭葉を刺激する神経パルス信号も出すわ。これ重要。前頭葉から側頭葉へはトップダウン記憶検索信号というのが発信されてる。これは記憶を思い出す時に発信される信号。前頭葉を刺激する神経パルスを放射することで、このトップダウン記憶検索信号を意図的に発信させる。これによって送信者から送られた全記憶を受信者に強制的に思い出させるという作用が発生する。
I also appreciate the visuals.
未来の記憶を思い出すのよ。それに必要な時間は1秒に満たない。結果、受信者は送信者と全く同じ記憶を持つ状態となり、タイムリープは完了。例えば送信者と受信者の時間差が1週間ある場合、受信者は1週間後の未来までに自分が体験した記憶を思い出すことになるわけ。注意すべきなのは、意識や人格は転送しないということ。その2つは受信者に依存する。
おっぱいに例えて教えてくれ。
お
Kurisu dissolves into a blushing, stammering mess. Looks like it's up to me to answer Daru's question.
現在のダルの記憶を小学生の頃のダルへと転送したとする。今のダルは2次元にも3次元にも無機物にも燃えられる変態だが、小学生時代はまだまだ無邪気な鼻垂れ小僧だったはず。
小学校時代の僕はそれは真面目なクソガキでしたが、何か？
つまり記憶は今の19歳の変態ダルのものだが、意識、人格はその真面目なクソガキのままとなる。見た目は子供、頭脳は大人な名探偵は成立しないということだ。
Detective Conan.
なんだ、つまらん。
This isn't like the time leaping you see in sci-fi novels. We aren't capable of transferring personality and consciousness. I guess I wonder, would you stay on the same world line, or would that cause you to jump world lines?
携帯がブラックホールとホワイトホールのような役割を果たすから、記憶を送れるのは自分が携帯を持ってる時期の範囲内になる。注意すべきなのは、送信者と受信者は同一人物でなければならないということ。例えば過去の自分ではなく、親や友達が代わりに出てしまった場合、神経パルス信号はその親や友達に向けて放射される。そうなると親や友達の体に送信者の記憶が上書きされてしまう。下手をすると重大な人格障害が起きるかもしれない。
Kurisu ends her explanation and takes a short breath. The lab falls into silence. I exchange glances with Kurisu and Daru. I look at Mayuri, but her expression is blank. I guess it was too complicated for her.
それで
I clear my throat. It's time for the $1 million question.
どうする？
どうするって？
タイムリープマシンの扱いについてだ。
For once, my assistant has nothing to say. I already know that she fears we've created a monster. Honestly, I feel the same way. After a few moments, Kurisu finally speaks.
私たちの手に負える代物じゃないのは確かよ。一番無難なのは研究機関に譲渡して国家プロジェクト扱いにしてもらうことね。
I can tell that she's not pleased to have reached this conclusion. She obviously would prefer to experiment with this technology. After all, it's humanity's first time machine. We've finally taken our first steps towards godhood. I'm sure that the nations of the world would pay billions just for one look at our machine. The possibilities that it represents are limitless.
実感が湧かないな。
マユシーも湧かないよ。
いや、まゆしは何も手伝ってないからっしょ。
そうだったね。
岡部の意見は？ちなみに法王院じゃなくて岡部の意見ね。
I agree with Kurisu that the time leap machine is dangerous. On the other hand,
実験してみたい気持ちはある。
I state my honest feelings. Kurisu gasped.
だが実際にタイムリープを行うには問題が多すぎる。
This is unknown territory, not just for us, but for all of humanity.
誰がタイムリープするんだ？
I look to each of the lab mems in turn. Daru quickly looks away. Mayuri's expression is blank. Kurisu stares right back at me.
誰って決めるのは難しい。
僕はパス。
Not a single person here wants the honor of being history's first time traveler. Everyone, except for Mayuri, is probably thinking about what could go wrong. What if the time leap were to fail?
セルンのタイムマシンみたいにジェリーマン化する可能性はゼロよ。
Good.
このマシンで送るのはデータであって実物じゃないんだから。タイムリープに対する先入観にとらわれないで。まるで意識そのものをカット&ペーストするように思われるかもしれないけど、そうじゃなくてあくまでもコピー&ペーストなの。しかも記憶だけをね。オリジナルが消えることはない。
That's a very easy to understand example. But that's not the problem. Time flows in a straight line from past to present to future. At least, that's how most humans see it. This raises several questions.
過去へ転送したデータが何らかのミスでフラクタル構造化してしまう可能性はある。もし仮に俺が1時間前へタイムリープしたとして、フラクタル構造化によりスカスカになった記憶データが1時間前の俺の脳にぶち込まれるかもしれない。それは一種の記憶喪失と同じ状態になりかねないのでは。
かもね。
もしそうなった場合、その1時間後には現在に到達することになる。その時1時間遡った記憶喪失の俺と現在の俺が俺の脳で競合するわけだが、どちらのデータが生き残る？
理屈で考えれば1時間前にコピーが移された時点で今も変化するから。
The conflicting current me disappears then.
それはつまりコピー&ペーストではないということにならないか？
わからない。未だかつて時間を超越した前例なんて一つもないから。
D メールでは世界は改変後に沿って再構成された。
I'm the only one who's aware of this, however.
タイムリープしてどうなるかはわからないのよ。タイターが言うように多世界解釈ならタイムリープした時点で別の世界線に分岐する可能性と、同じ世界線のまま時間だけを遡る可能性が同時に存在することになる。
Okay.
と同時に現在の岡部が消えない可能性の世界線も当然存在しているわけで、おそらくこの現在はそれに該当することになると思う。
But that's only if the many worlds interpretation holds in the first place.
お前はタイターの言うことは信じていないのではなかったのか？
可能性の話をしている。タイターはこの際どうでもいい。コペンハーゲン解釈ならあらゆる状態が波動関数として空間に広がっていることになる。そして観測者が観測した瞬間、どちらかに状態が収束する。
But precise observation is impossible.
観測者は誰かというのも問題だ。
第三者じゃね？僕とかまゆしとか。
そうとは限らない。観測者は俺かもしれないし、それ以外の誰かかもしれないし、神かもしれない。
To begin with, the Copenhagen interpretation and the many worlds interpretation are both microscale theories used to explain quantum interactions. No one knows whether they can be applied to humans or to the world at large. What about my personal experiences with reading Steiner? If reading Steiner is the sort of power I think it is, then the world line model is correct.
結局は、意識はどこにあるという問題に行き着く。
このタイムリープマシンが転送するのはあくまで記憶だけ。それは間違いない。
転送された時点で今も再構成されるんじゃね？オカリンはリーディングシュタイナーでそれと同じような現象に遭遇したわけっしょ。
D メールの場合はそれで納得できた。あれは過去にメールで干渉する行為だというのが明確だったからな。しかしタイムリープは自分の記憶を過去へ送り込む行為であり、干渉するかしないかは明確にしていない。未来の記憶を思い出した1時間前の俺が因果に干渉するのかしないのかは、その状況になってみなければわからないはず。
頭がこんがらがってきた。なんかもう宗教の分野じゃね？魂はどこにあるかって話っしよ。
待って、あんたたちは勘違いしている。人格と意識は1時間前の岡部も今の岡部も何も変わらない。1時間分の記憶を持っているかいないか、違いはそれだけよ。
そうなのか？本当に？
絶対とは言い切れないけど、何しろ誰も試したことはないんだから。
This discussion's going nowhere. Personality and consciousness can't be strictly defined, so it's hard to imagine what might happen.
結局どっち？
だからわからないの。ここでどれだけうだうだ議論したって全ては予測止まりなんだから。この実験は人類のこれまでの既成概念を崩壊させるものになるかもね。
We won't know until we try. That pretty much sums it up. To make matters worse, the subjects must be prepared to risk damage to their psyche. Kurisu, Daru, and I say no more. We can't solve this problem. This is our limit as scientists. But haven't we accomplished enough already? The time leap machine itself is worthy of a Nobel Prize. We could sell this technology for billions if we so choose. And if we go public with the time leap machine, we can break CERN's monopoly on time travel technology. That's enough. It has to be.
ねえねえ。
Mairi, who's been observing the discussion with glassy eyes, opens her mouth to speak.
マユシーはね、難しいことはよくわかんないけど、例えばね、マユシーの買ってきたバナナをタイムリープさせるのはどうかな。
マユリったら
Banana will send its memories to its old banana self.
バナナには人間みたいに脳はないでしょ。
そっか、それじゃあダメだね。
Mairi never changes. The atmosphere in the room gets a little more relaxed.
実験はしないでおく。タイムリープマシンはしかるべき研究機関に託そう。そして世間に公表する。
Thanks to the lightening of the mood, I can finally say what was on my mind. Neither Kurisu nor Daru objects. No one has touched the time leap machine since that discussion. Ridiculous as it sounds, I can't shake the feeling that it might suck my memories out and fling them into the past. Oh, the machine does have its appeal, of course. We're all tempted by the idea of becoming humanity's first time leapers. Yet the fear of what could happen won out in the end. Perhaps as a way to forget our fears and move on, we decide to hold a celebration to mark the completion of the device. Everyone feels the need to let loose after working so hard on the project. I have Daru order pizza while Kurisu and I go shopping for snacks. I think that's the girl that was in the text message that Kurisu sent. That might be from another game that they made. Akiba has always had a lack of supermarkets. That hasn't changed even with the anime stars gone. After we finish shopping, Kurisu and I walk along the evening streets. She looks like she's got something to say. She keeps stealing glances at me.
不満か。
不満？
She frowns like she didn't expect that question. Finally, she faces this way.
実験をしなかったことについて。
まさか。人間は根源的に時間的存在者である。ハイデガーの言葉よ。あんたが実験はしないと決めてくれた時、私はむしろほっとした。誰か止める人がいてくれなかったら、私は歯止めが効かなくなってたかも。ありがとう。
What's this? Gratitude? Does she have a fever? I put my hand on her forehead to check. Kurisu twitches.
おい、何してる？
熱があるせいで助手らしいことを言い出したのかと思ってな。
I drop my hand.
別にあんたに感謝してるわけじゃないからな。
Her voice is louder than it should be, and several people glance at us. Kurisu blushes and hangs her head. If Dado would hear, he'd probably get all excited and say, "A real tsundere, sweet."
とにかく
Kurisu clears her throat and returns to her usual sour expression.
形式的にお礼を言っただけだから勘違いしないで。
勘違いなどするものか。俺は当然のことをしたまでだからな。ラボ面ナンバー001である。ラボの設立者であるこの俺、法院京馬が最も優先するのはラボ面を危険から守ること。だからお前は感謝する必要はない。
世界に混沌をもたらすとか言ってるくせに。
ラボ面は俺の味方であり、世界は俺の敵である。
呆れて言葉も出ない。あんたって独善的すぎ。
言葉なら出ているではないか。
上げ足取るな。
It's quite mysterious, really. It's only been 2 weeks since Kurisu and I met, and yet it already feels natural for us to be walking together, exchanging banter like this. It's very cute. Perhaps pulling our efforts to create something new, dangerous though it may be, has brought us closer together. I admit that her knowledge and skill are impressive. I'd like her to remain at the lab if at all possible, but she said she's going back to America this month. It's already the 13th, so I wonder when she plans to return. I decide to ask her.
そういえば飛行機のチケット取るの忘れてた。電話レンジの改良に夢中になりすぎてたわ。
タイムリープマシンを公表すれば世間は大騒ぎになる。セルン告発もしなければならない。帰ることはできなくなるぞ。
あ、そうか。となるとママに電話しておかないと。
Looks like things are going to get busy. Naturally, I want Kurisu to stay with us to the end. A little bit after we return to the lab, Maedi gets back. I'll check the text. I didn't want to interrupt the date. Don't forget what Tider said. About being the Messiah or something else. Seems Mairi went to Lukako's. Suzuha shows up a few minutes later and our development council comes to order. Daru ordered 3 pizzas. We also line up all the snacks we bought on the table. It's just like the party we had a few days ago to cheer up Suzuha. Mairi wanted to decorate the room, but since everyone's tired, I dismissed it as unnecessary. Looks like Suzuha managed to retrieve her jacket from Mr. Braun.
いやー、やばかった。あのままだとさ、露出狂として一日を過ごす羽目になるとこだったよ、私。
Oh dear. The Braun tube workshop's closed. Suzuha made sure that the 42-inch CRT was turned off, so there's no need to fear any malfunction from the time leap machine. A happy sigh escapes my throat. I realized that I've been tense and nervous since the time leap machine was completed. Now I can finally relax. The topic of the time leap machine has become taboo. Even Kurisu doesn't bring it up during the meeting.
ダル、お前なぜこの前と全く同じ種類のピザを注文したのだ？
I opened the pizza boxes to find the exact same ones he bought for Suzuha's party.
ズバリ僕の好み。
Naturally, I'm not amused.
おかり、おかり。フェリスちゃんやルカちゃんにもね、声をかけたんだけど、今日は無理って言われちゃった。
そうか。何か用事でもあったのか？
フェリスちゃんは今日はライネットの大会。
しまった、応援行きそびれた。なんという不覚。
あとね、ルカちゃんはなんだか恥ずかしそうにしてたよ。
ここに来たらまたマユリのコスを着させられるって思ったんじゃない？
コスプレの件か？もしかしてまだ説得できていないのか？
Then what was the point of completing the costume?
恥ずかしいんだって。可愛いは正義なのに。
可愛いは正義ってそんな言葉が流行ってるんだ。
クリスちゃんもね、可愛いよね。
To get Kurisu in cosplay too. Kurisu doesn't know how to react. She blushes and Mighty starts teasing her like a drunk old man. There's no alcohol at this party, of course.
ねえねえ、今度のコミマに出てみない？新作は無理だけどね、去年作ったブラチューのセーラ覚醒後バージョンコスがあるんだ。多分ね、サイズはクリスちゃんにちょうど合うと思うし。
私がコスプレか。
Kurisu looks conflicted, then she murmurs,
ちょっと興味ある。
She sure could have fooled us before, pretending to have no interest in otaku culture.
でも私も人前に出るのはお断りだから。
着るだけでいいよ。でもね、そのうちみんなに見てもらいたくなるよ。コスプレにはそうさせる魔物さんが住んでるんだ。
The cosplay demon?
そういえばクリスちゃんっていつも可愛い制服着てるよね。でもこんな制服都内にあったっけ？
これ
Kurisu lifts up her necktie.
2週間だけアヤメインに逆留学みたいなことしてたんだけど、そこの制服を改造してきてるの。
ああ、アヤメインなんだ。あそこの制服もともと可愛いもんね。でもクリスちゃんの改造センスはね、すごくいいかも。
I love Kurisu's outfit.
明日コス持ってくるね。そしたら試着してくれる？
いいわ。
Looks like Kurisu approves of cuteness is justice philosophy.
撮影会は何時からですか？
相変わらず橋田は変態道を邁進中だな。
だってブラチューのせいらっしょ。あれって確かパンモロだぞ。
パンモロ？
パンツがモロに見えているの略。
嘘。
大丈夫だよ。クリスちゃんは知らないかもだけどね、去年ぐらいにこんな言葉が流行ったんだよ。パンツじゃないから恥ずかしくないもんって。
いやいや、恥ずかしいでしょ。
Maybe an easier cosplay to start with.
絶対来てね。絶対だよ。やめといた方がいいんじゃないかな。
Suzuha speaks, her tone sharp. She's scowling at Kurisu again. Suddenly, the atmosphere in the room changes. Oh dear.
マキセ・クリスを信じると痛い目に遭うよ。
それどういう意味？
Naturally, my strong-willed assistant isn't one to back down from a fight. Sparks fly between the two girls.
この前から思ってたんだけど、私あなたに何かした？
直接は何も。でも私、君のしたこと全部知ってんだよね。
何よ、私がしたことって。後ろめたいことは何もしてない。
でしょうね。でも私知ってるんだから、君の本質ってのをさ。
へえ、すごい。私の心の中を覗いたんだ。画期的な発明だから、ぜひその独身装置を見せてもらいたいもんだわ。
装置なんてないよ。強いて言うなら予言。
つまり言いがかりってことか。
事実だってば。
Uh-oh, we've got a situation here.
おか
My lady clings to me with teary eyes.
り、二人を止めて。
この場を丸く収められるのはこの法王院京馬しかいないようだな。
I insert myself between the two girls.
二人ともここは引け。この勝負法王院京馬が預かる。
They both glare at me. Although I'm afraid for my life, I harden my resolve. The mission must succeed. First, I focus on Kurisu.
助手よ、俺はお前をそのように育てた覚えはないぞ。
育てられた覚えもない。
マッドサイエンティストを目指す上で最も必要なことを教えてやろう。すなわち表面は熱く奥底では冷たく。
聞いてない。なるつもりもない。
True. Next, I switch focus to Suzuha.
戦士よ、お前がラグナロックにおいて戦うべきはセルンのはずだ。
岡部倫太郎には忠告したよね。マキセ・クリスには気をつけてって。
You're going to mention that here? Now?
へえ、どういうことよ、岡部。
Their eyes are like laser beams boring into my skull. I want nothing more than to flee for my life. But my lady's watching me anxiously. I need to defuse the situation.
お前たちどちらも引くつもりはないようだな。ならば好きなだけやり合うがいい。戦って戦って戦い抜いて、その後河原で握手して友情を芽生えさせるがいい。だがな、将来社会に出る時のためにこれだけは自覚しておけ。お前たちは二人とも空気が読めない。
うるさい。
Getting yelled at by both of them at the same time sends shivers down my spine. It's coming. I quickly seize my right arm.
よりによってこんな時に
静まれ、俺の右手。
I turn around and head back to Mayuri.
まゆりすまない。このままだと俺は二人を傷つけてしまう。だからあとは任せた。
Mayuri puffs her cheeks out and goes over to the two girls.
二人とも聞いて。マユシーはね、喧嘩は嫌いなのです。仲良くしようよ。
Hearing this, the two Latins reluctantly comply. I expected this would happen. Mayuri is the oil that keeps the gears of this lab turning along. The throbbing in my right arm dissipates. Good job, Mayuri. Daru comes over to chat with Suzuha, and gradually peace returns to the lab. I mean, Suzuha started it. Kurisu is in the development room making a call, probably to her mother in America. I sit on the sofa and watch TV while sipping Dr. P. The TV is running a game show where contestants guess the prices of popular items at high-class restaurants. Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it.
ねえねえ、おかり？
Mayuri slowly looks around the lab, smiling all the while.
なんだかね、ここ何週間かですごく賑やかになったね。
ああ、確かに。
I established the Future Gadget Laboratory around the time I entered college. It was the first step in my plan to bring chaos to the world. That was around the middle of March this year, which means it's almost been 5 months. Not half a month after it was established, Mayuri showed up, I'm still not sure why, and became a lab mem. For about a month, it was just me and Mayuri. Then in early May, I finally got Daru to join. All it took was telling him that the lab was just a 3-minute walk from May Queen plus Yon Squared. This location on the outskirts of Akiba has always been quiet. Mayuri isn't the type to object to every little thing like Kurisu, nor the type to make dumb jokes like Daru, so the lab was very peaceful back in those days. It was quite a pleasant place to be. Now the lab men count has increased to 8. It happened in the blink of an eye, or so it seems. They didn't come today, but Lukako visits occasionally, and Feidusu is a familiar face at May Queen plus Yon Squared, or at least she was before May Queen disappeared. I remember feeling out of place the first time I came to Akiba, but now it's like a second home.
楽しいね。
Mayuri too seems pleased by the increase in lab mems.
あのね、ラボ面が8人に増えたでしょ。ちょっと狭くなってきたなってマユシーは思うんだ。まずね、椅子が足りないのです。
The sofa only has room for 2. Then there's Daru's personal desk chair. Those are the only chairs in the lounge. There are some pipe chairs in the development room, but they need to stay there.
買ってこなくちゃだよ。おかりんはお金ある？
椅子を買うと貯金が底をつく。
Then I need to get a part-time job again.
じゃあ、マユシーのバイト代もちょっと出していいよ。
Oh, no, it's okay.
あとはね、電子レンジ。新しいの買わないとジューシー唐揚げナンバー1が温められないよ。
ああ、それはすまん。
Cutting off Mayuri's chicken supply might actually kill her.
だがマユリ、タイムリープマシンを譲渡して謝礼をもらえば問題は全て解決する。
椅子と電子レンジの代金とちょっぴり上がっちゃったお家賃を払えるくらいはもらえるかな。
もらえるさ。もっともらえる。
そうなんだ。 よかったね、おかり。
なぜそんなに嬉しそうなんだ？
だってお友達たくさんできたもん。ダルくんでしょ、クリスちゃんでしょ、ルカちゃんでしょ、すずさん、萌香さん、フェリスちゃん、店長さん、なえちゃん、他にも他にも。
She gazes wistfully into the distance.
春の頃はオカリンはとっても寂しそうだったけど、もう大丈夫だね。マユシーが人質じゃなくても。
She's so thoughtful.
それはどういう？
What do you mean? I try to ask, but before I can finish, an urgent news bulletin appears on the TV. The subtitles read, Terrorist bomb threat suspends Yamanote, Sobu, Keihin Tokuho lines.
爆破テロ予告？
つうか全部秋葉原駅通ってるじゃん。マユシ帰れないんじゃね？
本当だ、家に電話しなくちゃ。
A bomb threat? I don't know why, but I've got a bad feeling about this. Only the lines passing through Akihabara are suspended, as if that were the target. Wait, could that be it? Could the bomb be at Akihabara Station? I get a cold feeling in my stomach.
岡部倫太郎、一つ聞かせて。タイムリープマシンは完成してるんだよね？
は？
そっか。私用事思い出したからちょっと出かけてくる。
Suzuha leaves the lab without another word.
何なの彼女。
Suzuha's acting strange. Is it related to the bomb threat? Why did she just ask about the time leap machine? Something occurs to me. The 2 threatening emails I received. I don't want to see those again. We're watching you. I know too much. It's really creepy. Who sent them? And there's more. Words and images flashed through my head. I'm playing this pretty late. I should play this in the morning. CERN. The LHC. Jellymen. The Z program. Government secrets. The organization. Men in Black. Committee of 300. The time leap machine. What did Kurisu say?
私たちひょっとするととんでもないものを作っちゃったかもしれない。
Taken separately, each of these elements was insignificant. But if I consider them part of a single line, they all point to one inescapable truth. We've come too far. Fear seizes my heart in an icy grip. I can feel anxiety eating at my brain. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. Should we run? Get out while we can? We can't use the trains. What about the subway? Or would a taxi be better? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's doing anything. What should we do? Suddenly, there's a softness against my hand. I look down to see Mairi's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see worry written on her face. It's okay. I'm just being paranoid. It's all a coincidence. Tomorrow we'll get rid of the time leap machine. Then we can forget that all of this happened. Pretend it was just a dream. We never invented a time machine. I don't need money. As long as we can forget about today and welcome tomorrow. We'll be okay, won't we? But my anxiety doesn't go away. I look over Mai's head at the entrance to the lab. The door is unlocked. Anyone could just waltz in. Lock the door. I hear sirens wailing a few streets away. The bomb threat has Akiba in an uproar. Yet here, in our corner of Akiba, it's so quiet. I'm getting freaked out. Mairi squeezes my hand with her warm, slender fingers. I squeeze back. What? 5 men burst into the lab. Their movements are swift and sure, professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aim their weapons at us. It all happens so fast, no one has time to scream. The men are foreigners, a mix of races, dressed casually in colorful shirts and shorts or jeans. No. But their arms are thick with muscle, and their eyes are hard and cold as ice. 2 of them are holding pistols, the other 3 have assault rifles. No one here is armed. They're just doing science experiments. AK-47s in Akiba? Is this some kind of joke? One thing is certain, these guys aren't tourists.
動くな。全員両手を上げろ。
It feels like I'm dreaming. Did I fall asleep watching an action movie? This is the first time so many people have gathered in this room. Suddenly, the lab feels small. What an odd thing to be thinking at a time like this. The first to obey is Daru. Then Kurisu raises her hands. Then me. Last is Mayuri. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing, but their guns remain steady, muzzles pointing at us. On the TV, a comedian laughs. What is this? Are we on candid camera? Then I hear a new sound coming from outside. The sound of high heels. A woman is coming up the stairs. Are these men waiting for her? Is she their leader? A squad of battle-hardened commandos led by a beautiful woman. It's like something out of a manga. Nothing seems real. Before long, the woman appears.
桐生萌か
The part-time editor. The male demon, Shining Finger, who is never seen without her phone. Lab Mem 005. Moeka? She's their leader? The least imposing woman I've ever met? Even now, she doesn't meet my stare. Her eyes are aimed down at the floor. What's going on here?
萌香さん、これって。
タイムマシンを回収させてもらう。
You can have it, just take it. As always, her words are barely audible. It's ridiculous, laughable, and yet I can't laugh. My heart is a jackhammer in my chest. The inside of my mouth is drier than a desert. I stay still, with my hands in the air.
牧瀬クリス、岡部銀太郎、橋田至、3名については我々と一緒に来てもらう。
I don't understand. Why is Moeka here? I don't know, but I have to ask.
どういうことだ
答えられない。
冗談だろ
Moika shakes her head.
あなたたちに答える必要はないという意味。抵抗は許されない。とにかく来て。
どこへだ？
No reply. She doesn't intend to answer that either. Dangerous. These guys are dangerous. Look at their guns. Nothing good can happen if we go with them. I try to refuse, but my voice catches in my throat. I can't stop staring at their guns. Are they real? They're not going to start shooting, are they?
理由と行き先を教えてもらわない限りついていくことはできない。
拒否することは認めない。あなたたちに逃げ場はないわ。私たちの仲間はすでに秋葉原中に散らばっている。
Wait. Something clicks in my head. It was them. They sent the bomb threat. They stopped the trains. Why? To keep us here? Just for that?
手荒な真似はしたくない。3人とも一緒に来て。なんで？
Kurisu, who's kept silent until now, finally opens her mouth.
3人なの？
That's when I realized that Mayuri wasn't included in Moeka's demand. She only wants Kurisu, Daru, and me.
何を聞かれても答えるつもりはない。あなたたちはただついてくればいい。
We're not getting anywhere.
おかりん。
Daru's voice is shaking. I turn my head to look at him. He's deathly pale.
とりあえず言うこと聞いとくべきじゃね。
だが目的を言ってもらわないと。
Honestly, I have no idea what to do. I don't know what you do. I think you just... My heart is still fluttering in my chest. This seems more like a dream than reality. I'm not a military otaku. I've never seen a real gun. The black shine of their weapons looks somehow tacky. They lack the imposing feel you'd expect. I'd believe her if she told me they were fake. Mayuri suddenly speaks up.
ねえ、萌香さんはラボメン仲間だよね。
It's as if Mayuri asked my question for me. Moeka was a strange woman, but I welcomed her as a lab mem all the same. What is she thinking right now? In answer, Moeka pulls a gun from her belt and points it at us. I realize that Moeka isn't holding her phone. This is the first time I've seen her without it. Not like that matters now. Moeka's gun hand is trembling. Is the situation affecting her too? It must be. She's terrified of talking to people.
一緒に来てもらうのはあなたたちの口を封じるため。
Silence us?
それは拒否しても変わらない。
Does that mean she plans to kill us? Why? What did we do?
一体誰の差し金だ？お前たち何者なんだ？
私たちは
Moeka suddenly lifts her head. For perhaps a third time since I've known her, she looks straight at me. Her eyes are dark and empty.
セルンの
CERN?
M4!
The man speaks up. Is he addressing Moeka?
口を慎め。
Moika hangs her head again. In my head, I replay the words she just spoke. CERN. They're from CERN. Why CERN? Of course, who else could it be?
3人とも一緒に来て。
Moika raises her voice in frustration.
これ以上拒否するなら嫌でも行きたくなるようにするから。
Moika slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at. Mayuri. My whole body instantly goes cold.
椎名真由里は必要ない。
よせ
I lunge at Moika, but the man is faster. Something strikes my chin with crushing force. The shock numbs my entire body. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall to my knees, powerless to stand. Everything goes dark. What happened? Did he hit me with the butt of his rifle?
Okari!
I look up. Mayuri, face streaked with tears, is reaching out as if begging for help. Over her shoulder, I see Moika ready her gun. I try to yell stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. Someone, anyone, please, stop her. Stop Moika. They let you in as their friend, and Mayuri has always accepted you. Moika's lips move. She's mumbling something.
セルンのために FP のためにセルンのために FP の
Her mouth opens and closes robotically. My blood curdles. No. A sharp, dry crack splits the air. Time slows to a crawl. Moika pulled the trigger. Blood spurts from Mayuri's forehead. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. And then the smell of blood. Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. The sound jerks me back to my senses. In my arms, Mayuri takes one short, shallow breath. And then...
Okari.
まゆり。
She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm.
もう一度言う。3人とも一緒に来て。これ以上の警告はしない。抵抗するならあなたたちも殺す。
I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. But Mayuri didn't understand the secrets of anything. And they could have just let her go home. What is this? What's going on here? Is this a joke? We may have created a monster here. This is a dream, right? Right? I feel nothing. My mind is blank. I shake Mayuri's shoulder. Mayuri? Wake up, Mayuri. You'll catch a cold if you sleep here. If you're tired, you can stay overnight. Or I can take you home if you prefer. We'll ride the train back to Ikebukuro together, just like we used to before Daru joined, when it was just the two of us. Memories of her smile whirl around my head. 1,000 different smiles from 1,000 different occasions. If I look away, she'll disappear. She always disappears.
もう大丈夫だね。マユシーが人質じゃなくても。
No, Mayuri, I still need you. Laugh for me, like you always do. Greet me with your silly tuturu. Tell me it's a lie. Tell me you're alright. Mayuri? This is rough. Red flames consume my mind, in an inferno of rage and hate and rage and hate and the burning desire to kill everything I see. I gently lay the motionless Mayuri on the floor. I stand up. And then I fling myself at Moeka. But before I can take a step, someone grabs my hand from behind. Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger is already on the trigger.
俺も殺すのかよ。
抵抗するなら岡部お願い今は従ってこのままじゃあんたも殺される
I tear my hand from Kurisu's grip. My vision is a tunnel with Moeka on the other side. She won't get away with this. She killed Mayuri in cold blood. I'll do the same to her. Moeka pulls the trigger. The sound of the shot smites upon my eardrums. I feel a sharp pain on the side of my head. I nearly lose my balance again, but I'm still alive. What happened? I realize that Moeka's gun is lying at her feet. Beside it is a small stone. Someone must have thrown it and knocked her gun aside. Suddenly, Suzuha is there in the doorway, knocking one man down in the blink of an eye. Before anyone can react, she darts into another man's range and delivers a piercing elbow strike to his solar plexus. The man drops to his knee, gasping for air. The remaining men turn their guns on her, but she throws the incapacitated man towards them to block their aim. Then she slides into the feet of the man at the rear, tripping him forward, and in a single smooth, flowing motion, drives her knee into the man's face as he falls. The man aims his rifle, but before he can fire, Suzuha snatches the stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without pausing, Suzuha leaps into the air and delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to his jaw.
そこまでよ
The next thing I know, the 5 men are down, and Moeka's gun is aimed at Suzuha's face. I will say that's really impressive, Suzuha. But Suzuha doesn't back down. Her gun is trained on Moeka's neck. It's a standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room.
何者？
42。
Suzuha's reply makes no sense. She glances at me.
テレビ
What is she saying?
点灯済み。
何を？
Suddenly, Kurisu springs up and makes a break for the development room.
動くな！
それはこっちのセリフ。
I suddenly realize the meaning of Suzuha's words. The 42-inch TV downstairs, it's on. She wants me to use the time leap machine? I look at Mayuri's body. She's lying there quietly. Her eyes are closed. They'll never open again. One of the men Suzuha's knocked out starts to moan. If they wake up, it's all over. Suzuha looks at me again. Her eyes implore me to make my move. If I use the machine, I can avert Mayuri's death. But at the same time, it could fry my brain. Fry my brain? So what? What is there to fear? Mayuri is dead, shot in cold blood. This isn't right. I won't accept it. Then change it. Change the past. You have the power. Use it. I stagger into the development room. Kurisu is about to put on the headgear. I pull it away from her.
岡部？
She was willing to go save Mayuri and risk it.
俺が飛ぶ。
私が！
I grab Kurisu's wrist as she tries to take it back. I stare into her eyes, wet with tears.
俺がマユリを助ける。
もし失敗したら。
I ignore her and put on the headgear. Moika's last shot grazed the side of my head. My ears are still ringing, and there's blood on my neck. It doesn't matter. I might fail. I might even die. But I have to try. It's my only chance to save Mayuri. Kurisu bites her lip and activates the X68000.
岡部倫太郎、一人行った。
この線使わせるな！
やらせるか。
The man staggers into the development room. Acting purely on instinct, I grab the future gadget number 4, mode steak from the shelf, and flick the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see.
クリス！
岡部！本当にいいの？タイムリープしてもいいの？ねえ！
やれクリス！マシンを動かせ！あっ！
Pain flares in my right arm. Was I shot? It doesn't matter. I see blue-white light shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. Wait for me, Mayuri. I won't die here. I'll cross through time to save you. Leap to my memories. Leap to the past.
止めよー！
The world explodes into light. And I guess I'm gonna stop here. We finished the chapter. And that is the end to chapter 5. That was rough, and I regret playing it so late at night. I knew Mayuri was gonna die, which was almost worse because we spent so many hours getting to know her in the visual novel, and she is such a sweetheart and so kind to her friends. But we've traveled back in time and are gonna save Mayuri. I have enough save files. Please take care, make sure to lock those doors, and Eru sai konguru.